what do you want to do?
I'll just keep a check.
Go in from this side, but can't get up the other side.
Now in position.
Done for years, but that plate is new. It's for a fire extinguisher and electrical cut-off T-pulls. They'll sit in there.
Right.
And there'll be a cover that'll clip on over the top, so when I'm on the road it's flush, and then take it out and pull. The hole in the bonnet here, this is to let the air out. The air will go through that small gap there, expand and reduce in speed through the radiator, and then it'll be ducted out of here. So all the air that goes through the front grill will pass through the radiator, won't have to find its way past an engine out of an engine bay. It's all ducted, so it makes the radiator held in with quarter turn fasteners various places, and it's got a well in there, so when I have a spare wheel I can sit in there. Boot lid as well. This is going to be filled, and then a mould's taken from this and a fiberglass one made, so it doesn't matter how rough this is, as long as it's smooth on top. It can be thick as you like underneath, which can be made into fiberglass. Comes out of there. I've had to cut the cord off the boot. I've gone to low light and big headlights, bigger than standard. Front bumper's going to have to be dropped. Therefore, standard hockey sticks are going to be no good, because they'd finish up here and they would stick above the bonnet. So I'm making some new ones. These are in MDF. They'll be shaped up to fit. What will happen is these are going to be stuck to this front grille along with a chrome strip. This chrome surround can be stuck on there, and then a fiberglass one made of these with all these integral on it. It's all as one then.
Right, start now.
This top chrome strip's been widened, you can see there and there. I actually used 3 top strips to make that. Didn't cut them in half. That's halfway point of one. I actually went to one side of it. That's half the middle bit of one, and then that's halfway on another to one side, because they curve slightly. It just reduces the amount of curvature. That's the motor, solenoid at the bottom, very small. I've actually modified it so that it normally sat that way up. I've modified it so it'll sit this way up, so there's the heavy weight is further down, lowers the centre of gravity slightly. You ready?
Yeah, that's the steering wheel on.
Yeah, and I've got switches behind the steering wheel, things like washers, horn, indicators.
Yeah.
And to change the display, but I've also got other switches for such things as electric fan, headlights, side lights. So I'm going to put a switch panel down here.
Right. Right.
This structure is part of the car, so I can fix things to it. I can't start fixing switches to removable panels, because if I want to remove the panel I've got the problem with all the wiring. So the switches have to stay on a panel that's going to stay in the car. But
right.
I've also got the starter button there, very easy and quick to get to, so if I do spin it and stall, just hit that and it'll start again without having to fumble around turning keys. When making a panel such as this, start off with a template. This template's actually lots of bits of cardboard put together. What I do, I make one piece at a time and then stick the rest onto it, so it actually develops with little tabs on it to fold over. Again, stuck a little bit on there, so it just feels. This is quite a rough template. I then transfer it into one solid sheet of cardboard with all the pieces on it, dimensions on it, arrows to show which way to put the bends. Then I can actually bend this up to make the final box.
Right.
The next job is to transfer the cardboard into aluminium. The aluminium is harder to work with, because to bend it you've got to use hammers, bending devices. I can't just bend it by hand. Now I'm just putting some rivets in to hold it together.
Right.
This is the fuel tank. Everything's got to fit in through there. I've got 3 fuel pumps, 2 low pressure, 1 high pressure. The 2 low pressures will pump fuel from the tank into an internal collector, and then the high pressure pump will pump from that. I've got a top plate, that's a nut ring, they're bought items to fit on there. As you can imagine, it's going to be quite difficult to get everything in the tank, and foam as well.
This is the latest stage in John's car. He's doing the wiring now. The 2 switches mounted. Only a few wires in so far. The rest will come later. Done all the hydraulic pipe work for brakes. Brake cables go back to the back. There's some of the cable to be used. Switch panel. That's the master switch. Goes in the main battery lead. John's car getting the first breath of fresh air. There it is, getting a breath of fresh air. Checking to see if you can see out of it. Oh, just.
Wiring on the car is in 2 sections. There's the engine wiring loom with all the engine management, and then there's general engine with lights, general car with lights, switches, and for each item I worked out exactly what I needed, such as the interior lights go from the fuse box to the lights, size of wire, colour and how much I need, ignition switch, starter button, electric fan, windscreen heater, horn, side lights, and then I knew exactly what wire I needed, and then I ordered all the wire. I ended up with lots of bits of wire, all sort of 2-3 metres long as required, different colours, different sizes, connectors. Also got lots of heat shrink. This is adhesive lined, and then I've got non-adhesive lined up here. The main part of the wiring is the fuse box here. Down here is a distribution point where main battery live comes in, and then lots of lives go out of there, such as the fuse box and to the relays. Switches behind the wheel and the start of the wiring. This is all going to be in heat shrink sleeving, such as that one, then all that will be in one. I've also got a switch panel down here, which again is all wired behind already. There's quick release fasteners on there, so it'll come out.
It was accurately measured and adhered.
Got more hardener.
That'll do.
Good mix up. Slap it all on.
Right.
Look like Artexing.
Yeah. Somehow. Fill a card.
And roll it
Pull
down.
that down there like that. Give it some kind of profile. Oh, bloody exhaust pipe's in the way.
Last little corner.
Nice corner, yeah. Starting like that. Preparing a book, as they call it in the trade, for the fiberglasser to take a mould off, and then we can produce fiberglass panels from the actual mould. Obviously you need the right profile of the panel first to take a mould. So with the boot lid being widened significantly, all the curvatures are wrong. We've got to recreate that and make a nice bulbous original looking boot.